Many surprises will be coming in 2021 from so many bands being held in quarantine throughout 2020, but one surprise I was not expecting was Weezer to double down on their yearly output. While Van Weezer was delayed a year and will be coming out in May, the shelved project OK Human was picked back up and completed in the band's downtime, and now we get another unique entry from a band full of surprises.
Saying Weezer had an inconsistent discography is me being polite. There is great Weezer and terrible Weezer, and through all that, the group has thrown out surprises like Teal a few years back. So them making a surprise release isn't new for the band technically, but it's the method of how they made OK Human that grabbed my curiosity, because it's definitely something different.
OK Human, running 12 tracks just going over half an hour, has a strong emphasis on going analog. Less electric guitars, more pianos and strings. Inspired by the Pet Shop Boys, Rivers Cuomo spent the majority of last summer while in lockdown going back to the roots of music before technology took over. In a statement from the band, OK Human was made at a time when humans playing instruments was a thing of the past. We used our instruments to connect to the 1960s and 70s and, with the orchestra, back to the 18th and 19th centuries. We had no click track or loops or high-tech sounds, not even an electric guitar. Take that with the knowledge that this project was shelved before the Hella Mega Tour started because analog softer music wouldn't hype up an arena tour. It worked out well for OK Human to be finished in a massive amount of forced downtime then. Something much more meaningful with a different direction from a band who recently relied on covering random songs in weird ways. This actually has potential.
All joking aside, I like the idea. This is something different from what Weezer has done maybe ever, and if this is the source of inspiration to not go back to albums like Teal and Black, then I'm all for it. Rivers bringing in a string section, working more with piano, not relying on 4-chord songs, that all sounds as if something unique could come from a band who's been a bit stale for a while.
The only preview song for OK Human was the single All My Favorite Songs. Lyrically, it's meant to be broad and have any listener be able to relate to being frustrated and listening to music when thinking about people and general problems. Musically, it's good. The progressive build-up in volume is solid. Rivers sounds better with the more volume he puts out. The piano and strings, they all flow. As the album goes on, the lyrics don't exactly get stronger. The following track talks about being agoraphobic with an upbeat tone, and it doesn't exactly scream Shakespeare, but that's not the focus on this track. It's the music. The corniness takes a backseat to strong cellos, double bass, violins, the group vocals, and many other instruments that could be called out and contribute well. It's something different. Grapes of Wrath comes next and has a more dramatic screen section highlighting breaks between lyric lines about not caring about anything and listening to audible audiobooks. The song is written as schlock callouts to works of literature and escaping the world in your headphones, but with good instrumentation, so I really don't know what to say about this one.
It was at this point I realized that while the idea of using orchestral and analog instruments without any electronic influence was inspired, Rivers is still Rivers and is not going to stop nerding up the album any way he sees fit. He succeeded in that also.
The song Numbers benefits from its message to connect with a broad audience, and the message actually comes in clear without Wisconsin amounts of cheese. Numbers are always personal and can overwhelm us. The instruments, oddly enough, don't stand out as much, but that could also be that as the full album goes on, the strings start to all blend in and homogenize. Playing My Piano is a quarantine anthem of a man stuck at home with unwashed hair and a Zoom schedule. It's as simple as it gets lyric-wise and just meant to be lighthearted, but the piano playing is great along with the string accompaniment. Only 2.5 minutes and topical, but I liked it. Mirror Image, at less than a minute and a half, is mixed a bit rough with everything brought up front and then fades out awkwardly. That's it. That's the track. Not sure why it's here. Dang it, Rivers. Screens is when you take a lesser B-side Weezer song written out but trade out the guitar and bass notes for just a string section. It's almost as if a YouTube channel made a Weezer Goes Classical style song with the music. It's not bad, but it's also not great with the deep sound paired with Rivers singing. Bird with a Broken Wing, the longest track on the album, flows much better than the last two tracks, and the mixing, while still a bit unlevel, still sounds better as well. The lyric hooks are stronger, and the string arrangement isn't over the top. The short background harmonizing is peaceful, and Rivers sounds like he's wearing his heart on his sleeve a little bit. This and the album opener are standouts. Dead Roses has a somber, simplistic opening, and the violins take more focus with the elongated notes. A song like this is what I think could work well in a symphony tour with Weezer if it ever comes to light. Not over the top, and Rivers is a side note on this, but the music holds up. Everything Happens for a Reason sounds like the opening to a black and white samurai film from the 1950s. That's it, nothing else to say. Why is this here? Dang it, Rivers! Here Comes the Rain brings in more energy that has been missing for a while up to this point with some quicker piano keys. Splish Splish Splash as a lead up to the title of Here Comes the Rain is on point for Rivers in 2021. It's innocent though, and the gentle hook does get in your head. Finally, La Brea Tar Pits is the closest to a Weezer song outside of OK Human as you could find with how the flow and arrangement is set up. The cheese is much less in the lyric writing, and the sinking in the tar pits with That's Just the Way It Goes being aligned to the end of the album really ties things nicely with some of the thoughts from OK Human. Stuck, trapped, same thing every day. It's about right for a quarantine album.
OK Human was not what I was expecting from Weezer, and after hearing the album a few times, it's still surprising, but not in bad ways. I appreciate what Rivers and company tried to make. Not everything works, and in a short album, there's quite a bit that sounds repetitive, but I can't hate this. It's not bad. It has a few gems, and it gets an extra point for actually trying to do something different and succeeding with that goal.
Overall, OK Human is an admirable attempt at reinvigoration after many years of random output, and this album has a creative gimmick of not relying on instruments from the 21st century. The couple standout tracks do warrant repeat listens, and if anything, OK Human proves that Weezer still has a few tricks up their collective sleeve and aren't bankrupt of ideas, even if it took some time alone to find them. What did you think of OK Human? Leave a comment and let everyone know. Big thanks to my patrons and a special thanks to Brandon Barenfeld, Chris Doman, McKenna White, and Dom Noble. You can have a say in upcoming videos and see videos early by supporting Rocked on Patreon. Please click on the link in the video description to learn more and support the channel. Please subscribe and ring the bell to get notified on upcoming videos. You can check out my concert photography on Instagram, and you can keep up to date with Rocked on Facebook and Twitter.